Inside, stay inside. Quickly move away from glass, hanging objects, bookcases, china cabinets, or other large furniture that could fall. Grab something to shield your head and face from falling debris and broken glass. Turn off the stove, and hold on and stay in bed, protecting your head with a pillow. Objects such as bricks from fireplaces and chimneys, light fixtures, wall hangings, high shelves, and cabinets with doors that could swing open. Staying in bed protects your head with a pillow, and you are less likely to be injured from broken glass on the floor if you don't walk or roll onto the floor. If possible, within the few seconds before shaking intensifies, quickly move away from glass, hanging objects, bookcases, china cabinets, or other large furniture that could fall. Grab something to shield your head and face from falling debris and broken glass. If you are in the kitchen, quickly turn off the stove. If you are in bed, hold on and stay there, protecting your head with a pillow. People can protect themselves from falling or flying objects during an earthquake by hiding under a sturdy table or desk. The amount of structural damage does not influence the safety of doorways and tables during an earthquake. Hiding under a table is safer than standing in a doorway, since doorways do not protect from falling or flying objects, which are the most likely source of injury or death during an earthquake. Possible ways to make doorways safer during an earthquake include bolting them to a wall or floor, reinforcing the doorway frame with steel or other sturdy materials, and installing seismic shutters. If you are in a high-rise building, drop, cover, and hold on. During an earthquake, people can use furniture and other items in a room to provide protection from falling objects. Heavy objects, such as bookcases and desks, should be placed against interior walls, and items should be secured to prevent them from sliding or toppling over. The material of which a building is made impacts its ability to withstand an earthquake by determining its structural integrity. Materials such as concrete, steel, and wood are better able to absorb the shock of an earthquake than other materials. People can ensure that their home or workplace is able to withstand an earthquake by having it inspected for structural integrity. Buildings should also be retrofitted with seismic bracing, and heavy items should be secured to walls and floors. An evacuation plan for an earthquake preparedness drill for a school should include instructions to move away from windows and outside walls, remain in the building, avoid using the elevators, and stay calm. Everyone should be instructed to move to a designated safe area and await further instructions from school staff or emergency personnel. If you are inside a crowded place, drop, cover, and hold on. Move away slowly and carefully, making sure not to bump into the shelves. Be aware of falling debris and glass and potential damage to the building that could cause structural instability. Advantages: taking cover will protect you from falling debris and glass. Disadvantages: taking cover may not provide adequate protection from structural damage. Move away from the display shelves slowly and carefully. If you can, take cover and grab something to shield your head and face from falling debris and glass. Stay away from windows and doorways, and stay in the center of the room. If you are outside, stay outside. If you are inside a building during an earthquake, move away from windows and walls by staying in the center of the room and crouching down low. When choosing an open area to stay in during an earthquake, consider factors such as the distance from buildings, utility wires, sinkholes, and fuel and gas lines. When indoors, stay away from windows and walls, while outdoors, stay away from trees, telephone poles, and buildings. If you are in a moving vehicle, stop as quickly and safely as possible. If an earthquake occurs while driving, you should move your car to the shoulder or curb, away from utility poles, overhead wires, and under or overpasses. Then set the parking brake to remain safe until the shaking stops. You should assess the risk of open utility poles, overhead wires, and under or overpasses by avoiding these areas and ensuring that you are far away from them if an earthquake occurs. The radio can provide emergency broadcast information about the earthquake, such as its magnitude, duration, and aftershocks. If you are in a stadium or theater, stay in your seat. Protect your head and neck with your arms or any way possible. You can assess the risk of falling objects during an aftershock by carefully watching for anything that could fall during the aftershocks. The main safety measures to be taken during a seismic event include taking cover, staying away from windows and objects that can fall, and not leaving until the shaking is over. The most effective ways of ensuring safety during earthquakes that I have experienced include taking cover, staying away from windows and objects that can fall, and not leaving until the shaking is over. If you are near the shore, drop, cover, and hold on until the shaking stops. When experiencing an earthquake, one should move quickly to safety, such as an open area away from buildings, power lines, trees, or other objects that could fall on them. The benefits of walking rather than driving when evacuating due to an earthquake include avoiding traffic, debris, and other hazards. Understanding the risks of an earthquake can help prepare and protect oneself from danger by ensuring that they are aware of the warning signs, have a plan for where to go and what to do, and have an emergency kit ready. If you cannot drop to the ground, try to sit or remain seated so you are not knocked down. To make sure that any items that are not securely attached to the wheelchair do not cause injuries during an earthquake, it is important to remove them before the earthquake occurs. When seeking shelter inside during an earthquake, it is important to go to a sturdy table or desk and stay away from outer walls, windows, fireplaces, and hanging objects. When seeking shelter outside during an earthquake, go to an open area away from trees, telephone poles, and buildings, and stay there. Effective methods for protecting oneself from falling objects during an earthquake include protecting your head and neck with a large book, a pillow, or your arms, and covering up with blankets and pillows if you are unable to move from a bed or chair.